Hey guys, welcome to Performance Cars. A few videos back where I asked you guys which car I should take to the MIMS Honda show, you guys all picked the FD2. But in order to get that car out of the garage, I had to move the Nissan Silvia S15. Now, the Silvia S15, the battery is completely dead. It's reading at 6.3 volts or something like that. Something that even that battery tester wouldn't even read. So it's completely dead. It wouldn't even start. No lights come on whatsoever. Now, back then I used to have one of those battery packs from the local auto factors. It was sort of a rectangular shape with jump leads on either side and a little light. One of those universal ones. So that worked for a while, but the batteries tend to deplete really quickly and you have to keep them on charge, and that wasn't very good. So I changed it to using those batteries down there, but obviously these you have to keep charged as well, and then after you have to have jump leads and they always get tangled, so they're really annoying and I've stopped using them. And then after I saw these latest products online, so these are all from Noco and they are called Genius Boost. Now before we start, this is one of their older models. It's a GB30. This has been replaced by a GB40, I believe, and you can tell by this really light grey casing as opposed to those darker grey ones. So today I want to do sort of a comparison between the three, because this one works out to be about £100. This was 180, I think, and this is in excess of £300. So we just want to see the difference between them, whether or not they can jumpstart this Nissan Silvia S15. I've got this battery tester here. It's reading nothing at the moment. It's completely dead, but if I plug this one in, it's reading about 6.3 volts. So it's very low, it's completely dead. I'll just show you guys in here. So we have the key in. If I turn it, no lights come on, nothing at all. Also, just before I continue, I just want to say that we are not sponsored or endorsed by Noco or Genius Boost to make this video. This is simply me having three of their products and doing a comparison between them. So let's talk about the units themselves. They charge through a normal USB, one of those small ones, and then obviously a USB out as well, so you can charge your phone. These are all fully charged, so if I just switch them on, you can tell that there's 100% there, 100% on 70 and 100% on the 150. So obviously that switches it on. They all come with a light as well, which you can turn on there, and they come with several modes like SOS and whatever. Let's just switch those off. This one is considerably thinner than the other two, you can see that there, whereas these two are roughly the same height. This one does come with a voltage meter reader as well, which is really handy, and you guys will see why in a minute. And I think these two you can also charge 12 volt sockets using an adapter, so that's pretty handy. But let's use the GB30 first and see if it can jumpstart this Nissan Silvia S15. One of the other reasons why I have chosen the Noco Genius Boost is because they have a polarity safety feature. So if I was to put on the negative to the positive or vice versa and try to start it, then it wouldn't allow me to. Now usually you can just switch this on, and if the lights run from 25% to 100 continuously, then you can jumpstart it. But if you can't, like in this instance, then you press and hold this exclamation mark, and then you will get the lights flashing like so. So you can see also here it's reading about 10.45 volts. Let's try to give this a start. Alright, so this small battery pack, the GB30, just about managed to start the Nissan Silvia S15. But it's time to switch it off and deplete the battery again. I'll just leave the lights running so you can see that die out. So the lights there are almost dying out, and the battery doesn't even have enough power to keep those lights going. Okay, so the battery is completely dead again. The voltage meter reader doesn't even have anything to show. So this time we have the GB70, and it's nice that these can clip onto the side, whereas the GB30 was literally hanging off the end. So once again, plug them on. We'll see if it has those lights running. This one does, which is good. we already have a reading of 11.2. So this one, because I started it up with the GB30, the voltage is reading slightly higher. Let's try to start it up again. So of course, if the GB30 was able to start up the Silvia S15 at about 11 volts, then I don't see why this GB70 shouldn't be able to. Time to let it die out again and just try the GB150 just for comparison's sake. And finally, we have this really big sort of truck starter. The leads are much longer than the other two as well. And if I just attach these, you should be able to get a voltage meter reading. There you go, 4.3 volts, so it's really low. Get it started and immediately it's reading about 11.7, so it's already giving a sort of charge to the battery. Now of course this should jumpstart the car. I'm not too sure if you guys noticed the difference between the GB150 and the GB70, but it sounded like the GB150 gave a more powerful sort of push for the engine to start up. It just sounded like there was no problems at all. It sounded like a normal starter. Whereas the GB70 and the 30, there were parts that sounded like they were struggling a bit. So there you have it guys, a quick comparison between 3 of Noco Genius Boost products. Now I personally own the GB150 because I have so many cars and they need to be constantly jump started to move about. I did have a GB30 before as well. That was okay for one car, but then after you have to end up charging it. So we did about 1 jump start. Well, it's still reading 100% at the moment. I think it should be all the same. Be surprised if it's gone down. Yeah, it's still all reading about 100%. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I could have done this test slightly better by using a completely dead battery over 3 times, but I don't have the time to do that. I can safely say though that the GB70 or anything above that will jumpstart the car. The GB30 is kind of lucky to jumpstart the S15. It is kind of warm today, but if the temperatures were close to freezing, then that really struggles and may not even be able to jumpstart the S15. Let me know in the comments below what you guys use to jumpstart your car. Any other products, anything that you think might be better than those, and of course the comparison chart will be left behind here. I'll see you guys soon.